Well, good afternoon, and thank you so much on behalf of Lifetime Recovery for making your way to this very special occasion. My name is John Hornsby, and I help Lifetime with spirituality and culture. And I've been asked to offer an invocation this morning or this afternoon for this beautiful place and this very special dedication. So I know that a lot of times in special events like this, we bless the building. We ask our higher power to bless this place, but I'm here to tell you I've been around Lifetime for a long time. And the higher power's been blessing this place since before addiction met treatment. And my prayer today, and hopefully collectively we can gather together, that we ask this higher power to finish the work that it started in the suffering souls that come here and these servant souls that serve and do the good work that they do here for substance use treatment that we do here. So please join me in prayer in whatever fashion you choose. Our gracious higher power, the cosmic energy, the creator of the universe, you go by so many names. But you reach us and you touch us individually and personally, and we're so grateful for that. We come gathered today to celebrate this amazing transformation of this building, as we also reflect on our own transformation that you're still involved with in our lives while we're here. We ask today that you would be with us as we tour this building, and we just watch the amazing work that's already been done, and we imagine the work that's going to be done in and through the good work that our counselors and our program officers do here. Bless each person as they come today and as they travel home. Be with them with your angels of protection around them. And may we all find you in our own unique way to learn to love you with our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to learn to love one another as ourselves. In your name we pray. Amen.
There's a lot of people here. How y'all doing? I'm Brandon Webb. I am the outgoing chairperson. I'll tell you why you're clapping right now. I've been on this board for 10 years. Thank you. And this was 7 years ago, these guys came to us and said, hey, we want to build this new campus. We're like, we don't have any money. And they're like, no, we got this really great idea. And they showed us these floor plans, and the board's laughing like, yeah, right, we can barely pay rent. And, and we get to rent for free. Thank you, Bear County, for this gracious land that we have. In all honesty, if you've been to Lifetime before this, you know what it looked like. It's come so far, and there's so many people to thank. Two men that come to mind that were planted the seeds was Red McCombs and Peter Holt. Those two guys led the charge saying, you can do this, and we're like, oh, okay. And then there was a lot of great employees along the way. John Welsh, wherever you are, thank you for your dedication and love, man. Seriously. From the bottom of my heart, this wouldn't have happened without all your help, so thank you. And David and your whole team, you guys did this, your whole staff. You walk in here, you feel the energy, you feel the love. The county is like, hey, we need more affordable, treatment. And we're like, great, we have these old buildings. And you'd come down here and you take a tour and you're like, don't step there, you'll fall through the floor. There's rats. I think our electric bill in this building was like $30,000 a month. Yeah, so we've got a new building, obviously. And so as we're slowly getting momentum and starting to raise money, the awareness came out in the community, says, hey, this is great. These men got a great place to stay. But what about the females in our community? They need treatment too. That's where you clap. There you go. Good job. You are a smart group. Congratulations. Good job. So now it's going to be co-ed. And we've tested it. About 12, 15 women come on campus. I would love to tell you the very first one was fantastic. So I'm going to tell you the story because I'm the outgoing board chairperson. So this young lady joins the campus. The guys are mad because they're like, why did they get to stay in the new part? And so like, all right, whatever, let's chill out. So she joins our campus, and then we get notification, I think like maybe 24 hours later, she cut off her ankle monitor, and she really didn't want to hang out at Lifetime Recovery. But since then, we've helped so many other women. So now you think, as a family, my wife is here, my two kids, you think of families, we want to reunite those families. Husbands and wives, they need recovery. So if you have a mother or a father, whatever, an employee, employer, whoever, brother, sister, they may need help. Not everybody can afford to go to the hill country or out on the Pacific coast and do yoga by the sea. Lifetime offers affordable care for people that need it and want it. And I hope it always stays that way. My mission motto has always been yes. If you can afford it, yes. If you can't afford it, yes, you're welcome. We want people to come here. We want men and women to learn recovery. When they leave here, they can have the tools to be successful in life going forward. Because it's just the beginning. Your life just starts. You walk in here broken, miserable, just defeated, and you leave here a new person. And that's what Lifetime over the past 10 years, I can't thank y'all enough. This place has saved my life over the past 10 years. I mean, it has. And to be a part of this and watch what happened here has been a truly honor. I thank everybody from the bottom of your heart, the donors that I harassed and people I called and, you know, the things I got involved to probably shouldn't have. I just want to say thank you, and I apologize if I stepped over some boundaries. I'm just learning. But in all honesty, thank y'all for coming out. This is a huge day for Lifetime and for more importantly, the staff. I mean, you can feel the energy and just, this is an amazing place. So I'm going to shut up and let this show carry on. So the real man that runs the show, Mr. David Phipps.
Now you know why it's been a wonderful 10 years with a board chair like that. Thank you, Brandon. Good evening. Welcome, everyone. There's so many wonderful friends, families, faces that we all love, that we've known for years. And so I'm so glad to see you all here. And I mean, there's people we haven't seen in 10 years, so welcome. But on the other hand, somebody here has touched something in this location for a long time. And so I'm very proud to welcome you, to stand before you today, to greet you in the grand opening of the Red McCombs Recovery Center. What a wonderful way to kick off National Recovery Month. Here in San Antonio, a month is dedicated to celebrating recovery, raising awareness, and reducing stigma for those impacted by substance use disorders. And you all know someone who is impacted. I want to recognize all the individual donors, private foundations, and our entire recovery community. Many of you are represented here today, whose generosity made this phase 3 of our campus expansion possible. Major donors that I would like to recognize include the Kronkowski Foundation, the J.E. and L.E. Mabee Foundation, the Paulina and F. Mitchell Testamentary Trust, the McCombs Foundation, the John L. Santikos Charitable Foundation, a fund of the San Antonio Area Foundation, the Greehey Family Foundation, the Pamela Butt and Howard Butt III Charitable Fund, the Nancy Smith Hurd Foundation, and the Holt Family Foundation. Think of that. This is quite an array of people that have helped this particular phase come to fruition. We are also grateful to have many distinguished guests with us this evening. See so many faces that we love, but including Judge Erica Dominguez, who's the Veterans Treatment Court. Judge Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez is here, Reflejo Court. Judge Christina Escalona, the 186th District Court. Judge Ernie Glenn, the Felony Drug Court. Judge Melissa Sines, Bexar County Cornet Law Number 2, and many, many other community partners. If I missed anybody, welcome. I want to recognize our Lifetime Recovery Board members, past and present, and I know there are some past ones here. Their leadership and vision have helped us guide us here today. Board members, would you stand up? If you're standing, raise your hand to be recognized so we can give you some recognition. Stand up. These are the people who said yes to us when we said, can we do this? And, sometimes you don't get a yes. Sometimes you'd like to have a yes, and sometimes anybody's been in sales who say that, well, it takes 7 to 9 no's to get a yes. we got yeses really quick. So thank you for your board support. And there are people here that I want to recognize particularly. Mrs. Eleanor Stromberger is right here. Eleanor, her husband, J.C. Stromberger, was my predecessor here for 11 years. He planted the seeds for this to happen. And on your way out, you can tour the Eleanor and J.C. Stromberger courtyard that's right out here. So today is truly a special day, the culmination of many years of planning, hard work, and dedication by so many, as Brandon said, including the past board, current board, staff, and community partners. A little history, if I may, from a humble beginning. This was the juvenile boys' home, built in 1930. The plaques, which we still have names like Wurzbach on it, Maverick, Charles Anderson. I mean, think of the San Antonio names that were associated with this property. In 1930, when they built this building, and here we are 95 years later, we present the Red McCombs Recovery Center. But it's far more than a newly renovated building. You'll get to see it here in a minute as soon as I shut up. It stands as a symbol of hope, healing, and the promise of second chances. There are a lot of second chances here, second and third chances. Sometimes it takes more than that, but we're here for them. It's especially meaningful that this center is a building that's over 95 years old, a structure with deep roots in our community, especially on the south side. We began this project with a negotiated lease with Bexar County for 40 years to allow us to invest in this property. 6 years ago, we began with phase 1 to create a new kitchen, the Miller Kitchen. Doug Miller right here. Name. That's the best kitchen outside of Bill Miller Barbecue that you'll find. Phase 2 was containing 2 new dormitory suites and counseling center for men, up to 60 beds, which was funded by Bexar County through some ARPA investments. And so we were able to build these second phase of new buildings for adding new beds. Phase 3 was going to be remodeling this building. Well, along came another opportunity for a little more Bexar County and ARPA funds. So we were saying, can we do this for the women? And we built a second building which was invested for women. And therefore, between those 2 investments from Bexar County, it totaled $8.1 million. Thus, before this building is even reopened, there was 108 new beds for men and women for treatment in here in South San Antonio. You will notice the plaques in the foyer honoring the county commissioners, 2 of which are still here, and that said yes to us and voted their approval for the expansion. But now today we celebrate completion of phase 3. As the community has come together to support the restoration of this space, holding 54 new beds, 5 counselors' offices, and a space for families to gather to be with their loved ones. It creates a new spirit of purpose for saving lives and restoring families, which feels both powerful and historic. This new center also stands as a tribute to the late Mr. Red McCombs, a true visionary whose generosity and lifelong commitment to lifetime recovery, the nonprofit community, and the city of San Antonio will continue to transform lives for generations to come. He sat right out there in that foyer and said to me and John, over there, hello John, he sat right there and said, boys, you got to do something about this building. And we said, yes, sir, let's go. I think that was the right answer. So this expansion is not just about bricks and mortar, it's about what happens inside, as we've already said. I want you to take a moment to notice the original floor tile art that's in the foyer. Now, when you walk in, you may not be able to see it right away with all the people, but it depicts a ship on a voyage. And so it is with all of us who enter the doors, that we're on a voyage of recovery. And Lifetime is in a voyage of recovery, which has been over 62 years. So when we increase our residential treatment capacity, strengthen our services, and create more opportunities for men, women, and families to stay connected during recovery, every room in this center and on this campus represents a promise that no one has to face addiction alone, and that recovery is possible. So we're very deeply honored that we have this evening several of our partners from Bexar County who have each played an important role in supporting recovery and strengthening our community. Their leadership, advocacy, and commitment make a lasting difference for individuals and families we serve. So in order, will you please join me in welcoming Dr. Norma Greenfield-Labordi from the Office of Criminal Justice, Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores from Precinct County 1, Commissioner Tommy Calvert from Precinct County 2, and they'll be speaking with us, and we'll hear from other speakers in just a moment. So please welcome Dr. Greenfield.
Hello, everyone. My name is Norma Greenfield-Labordi, and I'm the Director of the Office of Criminal Justice. And I've had the pleasure of working with these men for at least the past 3 years: Hamilton, Curtis, John at one point, and David. And we collaborate because my department, whether fortunate or unfortunate, we deal with jail population. And my staff, Antonio, I see him back there, Letty and Jessica, and other staff members work very closely with Lifetime staff. And in the past couple of years, we've been able to divert over 800 people from the jail into Lifetime. And these are 800 people or more that would just be sitting in jail with issues, problems, hopelessness, a sense of, where do I go from here? And one of the things about Lifetime is when they get one of our individuals, they work with them, they see it through. And we work with a lot of different programs. There's a lot of programs out here in Bexar County, which that's great. But some of the best results that I have seen in the past 13 years that I've been working with the county have come out of Lifetime. And that's because of their commitment to helping others, like they said, bringing families together. So I am always very proud to work with them. And I know about when Mr. Lazito was the director, he worked very hard to get a diversion funding. And so that funding is there solely for those who are sitting in custody and want to come out and get the help that they need. We have an opportunity to work with Lifetime. They get interviewed, and then they set them on where they need to be, whether it's inpatient, outpatient, whatever type of services they need. So that collaboration is so important, and I'm very thankful and grateful that we have Lifetime, and they will always have my support. And we are very also grateful that we have commissioners and a judge that believes in these programs as well, that will approve funding so that we can continue working with them. And thank you for being here, and thank you, Lifetime, for being one of our partners. And I look forward to continuing the collaboration that we have for the sake of others who need to be whole again. Thank you.
For those of you who had to drive from the other part of town, welcome to the South Side. I was happy that I did not have to drive far. There are a lot of people in the foyer, and so on the South Side, we make do with what we have, and I see some more room up here. So for those of you who want to kind of squish in, feel free. Anybody want to come in? I don't know if you can hear us out there, but people can move forward a little bit. There's a little bit more space, and if those of you who want to come in and hear better, please feel free. So I'm Rebecca Clay Flores, your Bexar County Commissioner of Precinct 1. And when I first came on as commissioner, I'm the only woman on Commissioner's Court. And I was like, oh, this is such a great facility, but is it only for men? So where are the women at? So it was really easy for me to push for funding. Because for those of you who have experience yourselves or with family members, you know that behavioral health issues or substance abuse issues is like trying to escape your own mind in your own skin. But no matter how far away you run, you can't escape your own self. That's why programs like this are so important. And when I first came here, John showed me his bunk when he was here as a patient. And that's why this has been so successful, because of people like him who understand the beauty and understand that we can recover, not only as individuals, but also as a community. So, por favor, un fuerte aplauso para John. I want to acknowledge two people in particular. Amy Putney. Amy, raise your hand. Y'all can clap for her too. Amy Putney is my Director of Special Projects. She has a wealth of knowledge. I've been with the county, it's my 5th year. I just won my re-election in November, but she's been with the county for a decade. So just a wealth of institutional knowledge and just such a wonderful addition to my team. So I want to acknowledge her. And I also want to acknowledge Dr. Norma Greenfield Labordi, who just spoke. Because we as commissioners, we can fight for things and we can push it. I'm a visionary leader, but after that, I don't get in the weeds. And it's the staff that really make sure that things like this continue to happen and continue forward. So when I first came on, like I said, I pushed for this funding to make sure we were able to expand. And at the county, we redistrict the right way. Some of you got that? You can clap for that too. Thank you. I didn't say you could yell, but thank you for yelling as well. So when we redistricted after the last census, this was in my precinct. And then the northwest part of my precinct, I represent from here all the way up to Alamo Ranch. I have the largest geographic area. And so, well, now not from here, because we redistricted out, so just on the other side of 410. And so because the northwest part of my precinct was growing so much, to balance out the populations, had to redistrict out this precinct, so it's now my colleague who you'll hear from after me. And so I was just such a privilege that this is here on the south side, because for so often, these types of programs are on the north side. And it is so good to have these kind of programs here. So I'm just really, really excited, because every man, every woman who gets treatment here is someone's child, someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's father, someone's brother. And as we change lives of individual people, they in turn change lives of their families, of their neighborhoods, of their schools, of our community. So we need to continue to strengthen our families and improve public health and create safer and healthier neighborhoods. So congratulations to you, to everyone who has supported, whether through your writing a checkbook, writing your checks, or volunteering or praying, because as a Christian, I know that recovery is possible. So congratulations, felicidades.
Well, good evening, everyone. To help people. Give yourselves a big round of applause. On behalf of the people of Bexar County and Precinct 4, I want to congratulate everyone who has been part of making this possible. Chairman Webb, David, Dr. Labordi, so many of the staff that have been acknowledged from Lifetime in the county. I had the great privilege early in my term of hearing Red McCombs tell his own personal story of addiction. And I will never forget it. It was a surprise. I had never heard it in person before. And I was incredibly moved to hear of his story. I remember him talking about growing up in Spur, Texas, which was a dry county out in West Texas, so alcohol wasn't really around growing up, and much later in life in business, it was part of the social networking, and he talked about being highly functional at the workplace, so it never was really an issue that someone had to corral him about. And then he talked about the day that he fell into an alcohol-induced coma and was transported to Houston. And the doctors told his wife to prepare funeral arrangements. And his whole story of talking about how he woke up not sure where he was and what was going on. I mean, it was amazing. And, I think that his testimony was evidence that God was not through with him, that God was not through with his ascension in this world, to inspire others to turn their lives around. And it's a powerful thing to hear from a man of his stature stand so movingly vulnerable and human to say, I hope those of you who hear my story, who may be going through something similar, have your own story, can take your story and have triumph like I am, have triumph in your life. And so as we name this center after Red, I want to acknowledge his role in destigmatizing what had long been a hidden secret in a lot of our families and a lot of our communities. That was an important moment of bravery, and he did it many times before I heard the story. It's just, that was the first time I heard the story. And I think today we are rewriting a new chapter in how we treat substance use disorders. It is wonderful to have so many colleagues from the judiciary, because there was a time we said lock them up and throw away the key, and we didn't deal with the root causes of the issues of trauma and healing and families being brought together and moving forward. That didn't happen 20, 30 years ago, but it is happening now because of leaders like Red. And I believe the Red McCombs Recovery Center is a statement. It's a declaration that in Bexar County, we still believe in second or more chances. By expanding access to residential treatment for women, we're investing in family healing. We're saying to mothers and daughters and sisters and friends, your story isn't over, and we're here to help you turn your life around and get healthy. This center, as you know, bears Red's name, and he was a man who built businesses, but he also believed in building people. He believed that strongly. His legacy is one of vision, generosity, and faith in the human spirit. And there's no better tribute to him than a place where lives will literally be saved, families literally restored, and hope for many who have lost hope renewed. The county owns the 300 acres that are here. This was the Bexar County School District. I don't know if y'all caught on to that, but Bexar County had a school district back in the 30s. And this is an incredible reuse of kind of taking us to school to understand our best days are ahead for everyone who walks through these doors. So as I close, I hope tonight will serve as a reminder that while others may choose to be afraid of the path forward, at Lifetime, we're choosing the faith to keep going. While others have doubled down on punishment, we'll double down on possibility. And I have to say, yeah, absolutely. That's a tribute to Lifetime Recovery. Thank you for being that flame and that light in the world. And for every person who will walk through these doors, we believe in you. We absolutely believe in your possibility. So thank you so much for the life-changing work, and may God bless the work that will grow from these grounds. Thank you.
It's my mom and dad's fault, sorry. You know, before I introduce our keynote, I want to also thank the folks from Keller Martin Construction and LPA Design Studios. They're right over here. Rick Smith, Nikki Conrad, Sarah Flowers. What you see here and what you see everywhere is their extraordinary work in bringing this center to life, but all the other buildings. And by the way, all of the infrastructure that keeps this place from flooding whenever it rains. So let's thank them very much, their expertise. I want to acknowledge also a couple of visitors. We have Noelle Delgado, who's the Association of Substance Abuse Programs, the new executive director. She's the one that helps. We don't only bark at Bexar County. We're up there barking at the Austin state capitol for some funds, and so thank you very much for being here. Mercedes Aljo is right here with the Big Give. Everybody, the Big Give is coming up. You know, there's many nonprofits, and some of you are represented here. I see Angela and Abigail. I tell you, we participate in the Big Give, and it's a great thing for bringing our community together and bring funding to our organizations. So it's my pleasure also to introduce to you, Marcia Shields, the daughter of the late Red McCombs. Marcia has carried forward her father's legacy of generosity and commitment to San Antonio through her own leadership and service. The McCombs family vision and support have touched countless lives in our community as much as it's touched our lives. We are deeply honored to have her with us today to celebrate the opening of the Red McCombs Recovery Center. Please join me in welcoming Marcia Shields.
Thank you very much. This is a very special day and a very great honor for our family. And I would like to introduce my sister, Connie McNabb, and ask her to even stand up, please. We are representing the 3 generations of the McCombs family. Our father became involved with Lifetime Recovery many years ago. It was always important to him, and actually a personal priority, that anyone seeking help for an addiction should be able to find a place for help. And he lived that mission. As Tommy has already told you, yes, in his 40s, Red McCombs became an alcoholic. And it was a surprise to all of us. But it was indeed very serious. And yes, he did almost lose his life. Thankfully, almost half of his life was spent as a recovering alcoholic. And if you think about it, his life was very long and very productive during those years, for which we are all thankful. He would be very proud today if he were here. And he would be the first to say, don't forget to thank everybody. So our family does indeed thank Bexar County and our elected officials for all the support they provide for Lifetime Recovery. We're thankful for a dedicated and involved board that provides incredible guidance for lifetime. But our family is especially thankful for David Phipps. David has been a special friend, and he contributes his incredible leadership with an amazing staff, and every day they are on the front lines for all of us, investing their talent and abilities and time in an effort to provide hope and treatment and recovery and restoration of individuals and families, as we've all talked about today. And it's really special, David. Thank you. So I won't pretend to speak for my dad, but I am convinced if he were here, first of all, he would have come in the front and made a lot more noise than the musicians did, whooping and hollering and being excited to be here. But I know he also would have been immensely proud and honored and pleased to have his name on a recovery center. And speaking for my family, I have to say that we share that same feeling. Thank you.
Okay, we're not done with you, Marcia. So I'd like to invite all our special guests to come up front. Shall I move this back a little bit? Yeah, come on, come on, come on.
Are we having a countdown?
I think we should. Okay, everybody.
Get over there. All right, y'all ready? We're going to do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Yay! I didn't know that was coming.